And I would say it is a criminal and wicked act if two couples knows that they are going to bring a child who is going to have sickle cell anemia, and they go ahead to bring that child forward. The pain, the trouble, the trauma, the disease that they have to go through. Yes, sickle cell. What's sickle cell day? Sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell disease. What do you know? How can we stop it? And I would say it is a criminal and wicked act if two couples knows that they are going to bring a child who is going to have sickle cell anemia, and they go ahead to bring that child forward. The pain, the trouble, the trauma, the disease that they have to go through. Life, because two couples couldn't pay attention to what they need to pay attention to. That is the topic of our discussion today as we commemorate with the World Sickle Cell Day. I am Choose Crystal here on Crystal Education TV. Yeah, so sickle cell, right? And how it can be avoided. Now, you know, when I literally did a video, but unfortunately it went bad in the course of editing and the raw file was already deleted. But I said that we should do this video and send out there, because when you think of the pain those who have sickle cell go through, when you think of the challenges they face, and you want to ask yourself, why should we allow them to go through this pain? Is there anything we can do so that we can help them out, right? Then you would understand why this is very important. The World Sickle Cell Day, right, this year, the team is on global action, right? And then advocacy. What we need is global action, I beg your pardon, local impact, empowering communities for effective and self-advocacy. And we at Crystal Education Media want to lend our voice to ensure that we are doing the right thing. Now, you know, I want to make bold to say something. If you understand, and this is especially to those who are not married, to the couples and our younger people, you know, who seem to be falling in and out of love, you know. I always say, don't fall in love, because everything that falls gets broken, you know, understand? But then, let's look at it. Is it right for you as a man or as a woman, knowing that you have AS, to go ahead in the name of love and get married to someone with AS, with the possibility of giving birth to an SS, which is a sickle cell diseased child? Is it right for you to go ahead and do that in the name of love? And then when you give birth to this child, you say you love them so much. Meanwhile, you are the reason for their pain. Before I go further into this discussion, let's just take just one stanza from the spoken word from our client schools on this sickle cell day. I'll be right back after that.
World Sickle Cell Day. Theme: global action, local impacts, empowering communities for effective self-advocacy.
This is not just a day, it's a movement, a call. From hospital beds to a conference hall. Due to the numbers, don't tell the full tale. But progress is marching, it will not fail. From Lagos to London, from Bronx to Bombay, care is advancing, hope finds its way. Thank you.
Hope through progress, in bloodstreams where courage quietly flows. Life warriors whom the world scarcely knows. Each cell a story twisted and tight. Still they rise, fighting pains with might. Beyond the ache, the crisis, the care, hope blooms in labs and love everywhere.
So here's to the dreamers, the doctors, the day when sickle fade quietly. far, far away. But until then, we march, we speak for the tired, the strong, the brave, the weak. This is not the end, this is just the start. Hope through progress, healing from the heart.
So, you've had it. They go through pains, right? The pain in the blood, the coldness, the sickness. I just don't want to imagine it. And I want you to share thoughts with me in the comment section. Share thoughts with me. Why, if you think this is right, have you been close to someone who has sickle cell, a child, an adult? Have you seen the pain they go through? Should we allow them do this? Now, in case you don't know, let me just say, or let's just educate ourselves so you understand where I'm coming from when I say it's a criminal offense for you to go ahead and get married, two couples, and bring a child who has sickle cell and pass such a child through trauma and pain. The sickle cell disease is a genetic disorder caused by inheriting two abnormal hemoglobin genes. Two abnormal hemoglobin genes. What it means is this, that the parent with an AS and another parent with an AS. So you have AS, the S there is abnormal gene, right? Hemoglobin gene. And then the other S from the other one is another abnormal hemoglobin gene, right? Now with an AS, there is no symptom of sickle cell, even though it is present there. Now, if this person with AS goes ahead, fall in love, and then get married to another person with AS, possibility, if you don't know biology, the medical science tells us that in birth, right, the genes are contributed by the father and the mother. So because the father has an AS and the mother has an AS, so the possibility of having SS is there, because if the father contributes an S and the mother contributes an S, the child becomes a sickle cell anemia, sickle cell disease child, right? So, and then has to go through the pain. And medically, there has not been any cure yet for this. And the question is, then is it right? What can we do to stop these children, to stop these adults? What can we do to prevent this pain? Why should we be part of those that contribute to this pain? And the solution is very simple. I try to ask ChatGPT what should be done, and it simply said that there should be a knowledge, right? There should be the two couples before they get married should go for tests and know if they are AS and AS. And if they are, from me, myself, and I would advise that love is disaster. Why? Because you're going to give birth to a child whom you claim to love, and you brought the child with pain into the world. Is that not disaster? So for whatever you believe in, for whatever you trust in, then it is important to say that you must, as a matter of sacrifice, which love demands, that you discontinue that relationship. Because it's going to end in disaster. Now, I want to say this categorically. I have no pity at all for parents who knows that they have AS and AS and who are going through the pain of raising an SS. I have no pity for you, because you already broke my heart by bringing that child into the world. I have pity for the child and the pain the child is going through. So, lending our voice to this, we say, let's stop this. Let's be more conscious. Let's be more intentional. Let us not be driven by our emotions, but let us do something that the children you give birth to will rejoice and say, yes, my parents were intentional. That is why I have the genotype. For me, when I discovered I am AA, right? It's simply, in fact, my entire siblings are all AA. That means both of my parents are AA, right? And that means they were very, very intentional, right? It also means that, honestly, if I discovered I was AS, please, let's remove spirituality, no matter the spirituality, because you now know. Because you now know. Don't tempt God. don't tempt God. He has made provisions, so don't tempt him. Because you have gotten that information, he expects you to do the right thing. So let's do the right thing and clear the world of the pain of sickle cell. From Christian Education Media, we are wishing all the sickle cell child, adult out there, our heart goes out to you, and we pray that you find solution. Please speak out, seek counsel, right? Reach out to medical personnel, reach out to organizations and see how you can be helped. And I believe with faith and trust in God, you will come through and become a champ. From us, we say Happy World Sickle Cell Day.